Dear students, let us continue the chapter Statistics. Now let us discuss about the mode, which is one of the central tendency. You know what is mode? Mode is that value among the observations which occurs most often. Mode is the value of the observations having the maximum frequency. So what is mode? Mode is that value among the observations which occurs most often. Which occurs most often. Or also you can define that, or mode is the value of the observation. Mode is the value of the observation having the maximum frequency. Having the maximum frequency. So you can say that mode is that value among the observations which occurs most often, or mode is the value of the observation having the maximum frequency. In a grouped frequency distribution, the mode class with the maximum frequency is called the modal class. So, in a grouped frequency distribution, in a grouped frequency distribution, the class with the maximum frequency, the class with the maximum frequency is called the modal class. Modal class. The class with the maximum frequency is called the modal class. The mode lies in this class. The mode lies in this class. And the mode of a grouped frequency distribution is found by using the formula mode equals L plus F1 minus F0 or F0 whole divided by 2F1 minus F0 minus F2 into H, where L is the lower limit of the modal class, H is the size of the class interval, and F1 is the frequency of the modal class, F0 is the FO is the frequency of the class preceding the modal class, and F2 is the frequency of the class succeeding the modal class. What is F0? F0 is the frequency of the class preceding the modal class. F2 is the frequency of the class succeeding the modal class. So you write the formula for the mode. Formula for the mode of mode of grouped frequency distribution. Mode of grouped frequency distribution. So you take here, that is the mode of a grouped frequency distribution is mode of a grouped frequency distribution is found by using the formula that is mode equals L plus F1 minus F0 by 2 F1 minus F0 minus F2 into H. What is the formula for the mode? Mode equals L plus F1 minus F0, F1 minus F0 divided by 2F1 minus F0 minus F2 into H. Here, what is L? L is the lower limit of the modal class. Lower limit of the class in which mode falls, that is the lower limit of the modal class. And H is size of the class interval. Size of the class interval, that is assuming all class sizes to be equal. Assuming all class sizes to be equal. Then F1 equals frequency of the modal class. Here F1 is there, 2F1. So what is F1? F1 is the frequency of the modal class. Frequency of the modal class. F0 is the frequency of the class preceding the modal class. Frequency of the class preceding the modal class. Next F2 is the frequency of the class succeeding the modal class. Frequency of the class succeeding the modal class. Here the formula is including the L. What is L? L is the lower limit of the modal class, and F1, F0, F2. F1 is the frequency of the modal class, and F0 is the frequency of the class preceding the model class, and F2 is the frequency of the class succeeding the model class, and H is the size of the class interval. Size of the class interval. By using this formula, we can find the mode of a grouped frequency distribution. Now the exercise second of the chapter. The first question is, the following table shows the age of the patients admitted in a hospital during a year. Age in years is given. The class intervals are 5 to 15, 15 to 25, 25 to 35, 35 to 45, 45 to 55, 55 to 65, and the number of patients are 5 to 15 are 6, 15 to 25 are 11, 25 to 35 are 21, 35 to 45 are 23, 45 to 55 are 14, and 55 to 65 are 5. Find the mode and the mean of the data given above. Compare and interpret the two measures of central tendency. Now first let us discuss about the mode. So you write the solution. First is mode. Here we know that the class in which the frequency is maximum is having the modal class, and here the maximum frequency is 23. Maximum frequency is 23, and the class corresponding to this frequency is 35 to 45. The class 35 to 55 is having the maximum frequency, that is 23. So the class 35 to 45 is the modal class. 35 to 45 is modal class. So you write maximum frequency is 23. Therefore, modal class is 35 to 45. Why it is 35 to 45? Because the 23 is the frequency of the class 35 to 45. Now here you write one by one. First you write H. H is the size of the class. Size, that is, what is the size of the class here? You know that all the classes are having same size, that is 10. 15 minus 5 is 10. 25 minus 15 is 10. 35 minus 25 is 10. 45 minus 35 is 10. 55 minus 45 is 10. And 65 minus 55 is 10. So the size of the class is, here you take 10. Then N. L is the lower limit of modal class. That is, the lower limit of the modal class is 35. So you take, that is 35. Then F1. F1 is the frequency of the modal class. Frequency of the modal class, that is, frequency of the modal class is 23. What is that? 23. F1 is 23. And next you take F0, that is the frequency of the class preceding the modal class. frequency of the class preceding the modal class. So what is that? That is 21. That is the previous class frequency of the previous class, that is 21. What is that? 21. Next, F2. F2 is the frequency of the class succeeding the modal class. Frequency of the class succeeding the modal class that is the next class, that is 14. F2 is 14. Now you got all H, L, F1, F0, F2 you got. Now you write the formula for the mode. What is the formula for the mode? Mode equals L plus F1 minus F0 by 2F1 minus F0 minus F2 into H. Then you write that equals L is the lower limit of the modal class, that is 35, plus here F1 is 23 and F0 is 21 by 2 into F1 is 23 minus F0 is 21 minus F2 is 14 into H is 10, that is the size of the class. Then you write 35 plus 23 minus 21 is 2 by 2 23s are 46. So you write 46. Then the sum of minus 21 and minus 14. Add them, you will get minus 35 into 10. Then you will get mode equals 35 plus 2 by 46 minus 35 is 11 into 10. 11 into 10. Then you will get 35 plus 2 tens are 20. 20 by 11. 20 by 11. So you divide 20 by 11. 11 ones are 11. 9 you are going to get. Then you write 0.8. 11 8s are 88. 2 is remaining. So you can have 35 plus 1.8. Therefore, mode equals 36.8 years. 36.8. How it is? 35 plus 1.8 is 36.8 years. That is approximately. Therefore, you got the modal value. That is, mode is 36 minus 8. Now let us find the mean. Here you take the column. First column is for age in years. Second column is for number of patients, that is for FI. And third you find, that is class marks, that is the midpoint of the class interval. And also FI XI. First you take age in years, that is 5 to 15. And the frequency is number of patients 6. 15 to 25. 15 to 25. Number of patients 11. And 25 to 35. 25 to 35. Number of patients 21. And 35 to 45. 35 to 45. Number of patients 23. And 45 to 55. 45 to 55. Number of patients 14. And 55 to 65. 55 to 65. Number of patients 5. Then you find the class marks, that is upper limit plus lower limit divided by 2. 15 plus 5 is 20. 20 divided by 2 is 10. And you know that the size of the class is 10. Now you go on adding 10 to get the class mark of the next class, or otherwise use the same rule, that is 25 plus 15 is 40. 40 divided by 2 is 20. And 35 plus 25 is 60. 60 divided by 2 is 30. Then 45 plus 35 is 80. 80 divided by 2 is 40. Then 55 plus 45 is 100. 100 divided by 2 is 50. Then 65 plus 55, that is 120. 120 divided by 2 is 60. Here you got by using the formula upper limit plus lower limit divided by 2. Now next find Fi exercise. Product of these two, product of these two, product of these two. Like this way, find the product of Fi and corresponding Xi. Now 10 6 is 60. 11 20 is 11 2 is 22. 11 20 is 220. Then 21 30 is 21 3 is 63. So it is 630. Then 23 40 is 23 4 is 92. 23 2 is 46. 46 2 is 92. Then it is 920. 23 into 40 is 920. And 14 50 is 14 5 is 70. 14 50 is 700. 10 extra. Then 5 60 is you know that 5 6 is 30. 5 60 is 300. 300. Now here you get summation of Fi and summation of Fi Xi. And summation of Fi is 6 plus 1 7. 7 plus 1 8. 8 plus 3 11. 11 plus 4 15. 15 plus 5 20. 20. 2 plus 1 3. 3 plus 2 5. 5 plus 2 7. 7 plus 1 8. Then you take 0. 6 plus 2 8. 8 plus 3 11. 11 plus 2 13. Then you write 3 here. Next 3 plus 1 4. 4 plus 7 11. 11 plus 9 20. 26 plus 2 28. You got 2830. 2830. Then you write the formula for x bar, that is by direct method. So x bar equals summation of Fi Xi divided by summation of Fi. So x bar equals 2830 divided by 80. 2830 by 80. So you cancel 0 0. Then 283 by 8. 8 3 is 24. Then 8 minus 4 is 4. So 8 5 is 40. 3 is remaining 0. Then 8 3 is point, it is 3 is 24. 6 is remaining. 8 7 is 56, 4, then 8 5s are 40. So we got that x bar equals 35.375. You can take x bar equals approximately it is 35.37 years. 35.37 years. Now the interpretation. Here you got mode is 36.8. Mode is 36.8 years and mean is 37 years. 35.37 years. Maximum number of patients admitted in the hospital are of the age 36.8. Here 36.8 years ages patients are admitted maximum, and the average age of the patient admitted to the hospital is 35.37 years. So you take interpretation. Maximum number of patients admitted in the hospital are of the age 36.8 years approximately, while on an average age of the patient admitted to the hospital is 35.37 years. 35.37 years.